Good afternoon. Welcome back. We are in our second installment. I'm not going to keep track of the numbers on this, but this is easy since this is the second one. January 2nd, 2023. Part of our birthdays in racing type of a thing, where I'm going to show you some cards of particular drivers that have birthdays on today's date. Got my calendar here off to the side. A couple that I don't have any cards of. And these two drivers have passed away. One is John Linville, who was born in 1943. Of course, that is the father of Delana Harvick, the father-in-law of Kevin Harvick, and Grant Adcox. Many of you maybe have heard of him from his ARCA series prowess in the 80s. Won a lot of races on the big speedways, ran a few cup races, best finish of 4th in 1978. Excuse me. 4th or 5th, I want to say at Talladega in the late 70s. I believe it was 78. Grant was born in 1950. His father, Herb, who he drove for, was a huge Chevrolet dealer in Chattanooga, Tennessee, but Grant sadly lost his life in the 1989 Atlanta Journal 500 in Atlanta. Another one that I do have a couple of cards of, Dale Fishline. You might have heard of him. He was a crew chief and crew member for Dave Marcus for a number of the years in the late 80s, early 90s. Ran a few Busch Series races in the mid-90s, mainly at Talladega. But he does have a couple cards in 1991 and 1992 tracks. But I've got those kind of buried at the moment, so I didn't want to try to shuffle through, a lot of cards and pull those out. But our main birthday today, born on this date in 1969, none other than Mr. Robby Gordon. So one thing I will say about a lot of these birthday videos that I'll do is we already set the premise that we're not going to have any relics or autos or most likely even numbered cards. But we're also not really going to have any rookie cards. I think this one should be considered his rookie, but it's not his NASCAR card, so maybe that's why it's not listed as his rookie. 1997 they actually list as his rookie card. So I've got rookies in a separate box. But one thing here with Robby Gordon, yeah, that's not a rookie card. It's a preview card for 97, because the actual card, for some reason, Beckett and TCDB consider the other card his rookie. But 1997 preview there, he was going to drive for Chip Ganassi. There he won the pole in Atlanta in the spring of 97. Jim Beam was one of his sponsors when he ran his own team. Second time he ran his own team. There you have a nice side-by-side profile. And what's this one here? This one looks like it could be like a main event or something. Yes, it is a main event card. That one, there's a nice one. That is the Racing for Kids magazine car, a DEI car. There's a good view of it. Racing for Kids was a magazine published in the mid-90s, late 90s. Certified. Oh, that one is a numbered card. I don't know how I've skipped that one, but we're going to put this in the numbered stack. Got a nice war paint here. Pinnacle certified. Yeah, Pinnacle had so many levels of cards in the mid-90s. It was crazy. That's a nice looking card there. This NASCAR profile. I believe that's Skybox. Skybox had some nice cards back in the day. His singular Chevrolet, driven by Richard Childress. 2000, when he drove the first time he drove his own team, the Menards Ford and other vendor sponsors. Looks like we have a sticker here. Number 7 from Tracks, Robby Gordon. Looks like we have some American Thunder. A nice looking VIP here. A few inserts along the way, making the show. So a lot of Childress-based stuff. This is going to be his own team in the Busch Series, looks like. Is that the Busch Series there still? Yeah. So he has Harrah's, Fruit of the Loom, Red Bull. All his major partners that were with him for a while. Of course, there he is in the Cup Series with Childress. That's where he had the biggest success. All 3 of his Cup Series career wins came in the 31 car. He was the first driver to win with Lowe's colors in 2001, the final race. Got a 2001 VIP making the show. Is that 01 or 02? 02. Nice preview. There's the base and the parallel on top. I really like this paint job better than the nearly all orange one. I thought this one looked a little better. But obviously Singular wanted to go with a brighter paint scheme. We have 2003 Premium. Of course, you see Robby there, 2002 winner. Won the qualifying races at Daytona. I believe his teammate Jeff Green ran second in that race. Rookie debut, American Thunder. Got some Eclipse cards. So here's the base, and there's the parallel, the Solar Eclipse. So we got a lot of base and parallel back to back here. Let's see what else we can come up with. Looks like we're still pretty much in the same era. I want to say they actually may consider this his rookie card, so I'm going to have to look that one up and set it off to the side, the 97 Press Pass. But there he is in his Indy card, the US 500, probably in 96. There's I always like this set here. It's a nice looking set, the Upper Deck, 2000, I believe. There's a good look at that number 13 that he ran in 2000, multicolored car with Menards and other vendor sponsors throughout the year. It's always a popular shot at Sears Point. The car's coming up over the hill and jumping that little curb. Got some collector's choice. So we got stuff all over the map here that kind of chronicle most of his NASCAR career. Snapshots. Always like the snapshots. Always thought those were pretty cool cards. These were some of my least favorites. The fan favorites in 03, 02 Optima. Just those corners. Number one, it's a black border card, so it's going to chip real easy. It's got these corners on it that can be easily bent and disfigured. 97 Max. Which, even though, like I said, for some reason they consider some of the cards in 97 his rookie and some not. I'm trying to go through here and see if there's any fewer duplicates. It looks like there might be a few less duplicates in this portion of this stack. So we'll go through it and then we'll call it a day here in just a minute. So we have Robby Gordon, what's that say, race 32 Days of Speed. Insert card, nice looking card there. High Groove from 03 Wheels, or High Gear. It's a Press Pass brand, but it was branded as Wheels. Snapshots. I need to look and see if I need that one for my set, so I'm going to set this one off to the side, because that's another set that I am working on. Again, we got some more Eclipse, more Press Pass. One of the few cards that you'll see him in his Lowe's uniform. Of course, that's when he won at New Hampshire, the final race of 2001. Nice look at, is that the Motorola logo on his uniform? I'm not sure what it is. Let's look at the back of it, or it's Warner Brothers maybe. Could be that because it's the Blake Shelton car. So again, Robby's had tons of sponsors over the years. It's a nice looking car there with his own team. Tons of sponsors, tons of partners as far as sponsorship arrangements like Red Bull and Coors Light and Singular and so on and so forth. A lot of different car owners that he's driven for. Chip Ganassi himself, Richard Childress. I think there's a couple more in there along the lines. I know his first two Career Cup starts came with Junie Donlevy in 1991, and he was the first driver of the 28 after Davey Allison passed in 1993 at Talladega. So again, various different sponsors. All around, he was a very, very polarizing driver, very talented driver. Of course, he runs the Stadium Super Truck Series now and has a lot of success with that. Sheldon Creed raced in that. I think there's a couple other NASCAR drivers that have dabbled in that. But Robby, that's where he has been the last several years. And I think that he did have a fairly successful NASCAR career. Like I said, 3 career wins. Couple pulls, I think. I know of one pull. I can't think if he's got a second one or not. Several top 5 and top 10 finishes. Always ran great on the speedways, in the road courses naturally. And then there were a handful of tracks like Bristol or Martinsville. For some reason, those always stand out where he seemed to have fairly decent runs too. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video once again. Like I said, it's kind of a fun series I wanted to do. I figured what better time to start then January 1st, and just go chronologically through the calendar year this year. And it'll, like I said, it'll make me go through my cards a little bit more fine tooth, and kind of throw up some memories here. So don't know what memories you guys have of Robby Gordon. Obviously, for me, the interview with in New Hampshire in, what was that, like 2009 or something, where he called Michael Waltrip not a good name. That one stands out. And just his 3 wins altogether, that seemed to be the big highlights of his career. And the little dust up he had with Tony Stewart in the garage in practice at 2000 at Daytona. So, again, aggressive driver, polarizing driver. Always fun to watch on the track, and definitely lots of talent there. So anyway, thanks again for watching. So, birthday boy Robby Gordon. But don't forget about Dale Fishline, Grant Adcox, and John Paul Linville. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Come back and see us again tomorrow, where we will have more stuff that we're ripping or showing or doing or whatever. And do we have a birthday coming up tomorrow? We may or may not. Just depends. We might have a couple. So anyway, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.